In 1965, the future of education in Canada was forever changed for the better when Izaak Walton Killam and Dorothy Brooks Johnston Killam put into place a philanthropic plan they had discussed during their joint lifetimes. The resulting Killam legacy would provide the funding to allow Canadians and peoples from around the world to pursue higher education in Canada. Mrs. Killam was a vibrant but shrewd person who enjoyed entertaining and swimming at an Olympic caliber. She was born and raised in the United States and came to Montreal in her 20s, where she met her future husband, industrialist and financier Izaak Walton Killam. I.W., an avid angler, was as private as Dorothy was vivacious. From a humble family in Nova Scotia, he moved to Montreal and began acquiring industries across the country and internationally, predominantly in power and pulp and paper. When he died in 1955, leaving approximately $50 million to the government, which they agreed to use to help launch the Canada Council for the Arts, helping the Killams to have as much of an impact on the arts and culture of this country as they later would on higher education. Upon Mrs. Killam's death, the Killam Trusts were created, a private charitable bequest intended to perpetually fund education at the graduate level and above in Canada. In the words of Mrs. Killam's will, "My purpose in establishing the Killam Trusts is to help in the building of Canada's future by encouraging advanced study. Thereby, I hope in some measure to increase the scientific and scholastic attainments of Canadians, to develop and expand the work of Canadian universities, and to promote sympathetic understanding between Canadians and the peoples of other countries." The University of Alberta in Edmonton is one of the top 5 universities in Canada and sits in the world's top 100. It is a research, teaching, and innovation hub that is home to leading experts in established and emerging areas across multiple fields.
I work in forestry genomics, and for many years we've been looking at how forest trees respond to all sorts of different environmental cues. Our research, because it involves both fieldwork and lab work, often is very intensive. It's very resource intensive as well. And so it's easy to wake up at 3 a.m. and wonder if you've taken the right path with your research. And the Killam Award, I think, has provided some validation that maybe we have chosen the right path. So from that perspective, I'm very grateful to the Killam Foundation for providing those funds.
So the Killam postdoc has meant that for the first time ever, I can focus purely on my own research, which is something that I've never been able to do, and to do it in a space which is very accommodating and very excited to see what I can make, really. And it's a really great chance to just spend a few years purely on what I want to research and what I want to study without any real kind of external obligations on top of that.
To me, Killam Award is not only a great honor but a great responsibility.